Hey friends! Today I'm going to be explaining to you how to make a homemade Christmas candle. 2 years ago, my wife and I decided that we were going to give up giving Christmas gifts. Now we're back to giving gifts, and this year I'm giving out Christmas candles. So in this video, I'm going to explain to you how to make a Christmas candle or just any homemade candle using beeswax. Then at the end, I'm going to explain why we gave up gifts, why we're giving gifts again, and why candles are the perfect Christmas gift. Let's get started. The first thing you need is a wax melter. Then of course, you need beeswax. Now, in my experience, you're actually gonna need more beeswax than you might think, especially if you're doing a lot of candles or if you're doing really big candles. Then you're gonna need jars. Now, don't skip out on this part because this is actually really important. You wanna like the jars and make sure that they look nice before you give them to people. I know it's obvious, but worth mentioning. You are then going to need the holders for your wick. Now, this is what the wick actually goes in. Sticky pads to stick it to the bottom of your jar, the wicks themselves. Now, these are special wood wicks that crackle when they're on fire. They're actually pretty nice. I'll put all of this, with the exception of this really old wax warmer that we have, I'll put all of this in the description. I just about forgot the most important part. You of course need scents. Essential oils are probably the best thing that you can use whenever you're adding a scent to a candle. In addition to that, I googled it, you can use extracts. So like if you don't have vanilla essential oil, organic pure vanilla extract will technically work. It's not gonna get like moldy or it's not like extra combustible or something like that. The thing is, it's just not as potent. If you're like me, you actually don't really like a super strong candle, so some people may not mind. I am going to be using vanilla extract and maple extract to make maple syrup candles. I actually already made one, and it's very, very nice. I've also got some cinnamon and some fir, some balsam fir essential oil, so that we can make some variety. This is the part that takes the longest, obviously. I added 1.5 cups of beeswax to the melter. I'm probably gonna add more once this melts a little bit, because obviously when it's not melted, it takes up more space. I think we're probably gonna need at least 2, maybe 3 cups of beeswax to fill up one of these candles. I think these candles are 12 ounce. They're 8 ounce, so very small, and yet you need a lot of beeswax. Basically what's gonna happen is we're gonna melt this, we're gonna add the essential oils, the scents that we'd like to have while it's melted. We're then gonna really quickly pour it into the candle jar once we've put the wick in and everything, and we just let it harden. I mean, it's actually pretty easy. Now we wait. It's been like 30 minutes, 20-30 minutes. So you can see that it's melting, it's just not melting very quickly. Got turned all the way up. It's on 240. Beeswax only needs to be at like 100 something degrees to melt, so this is way higher than it needs to be, and yet it still melts slowly. And we're melted. About 2.5 cups right there. Just shy of 3 cups is what we're looking at. Making a little hot cocoa while we wait. Aha! Yes! This first one is going to be a maple syrup candle. I haven't really mapped out the math, but the first time I made a candle, 1 teaspoon of vanilla and 1 teaspoon maple ended up being the perfect amount for an 8 ounce candle. That's my personal opinion. Once again, I don't like super smelly candles. If you like candles that have more of a potent smell, then you are welcome to do more. Use a toothpick to stir it. And you want to make sure that you fill the candle up most of the way so that only about 1/4 of an inch is showing of the wick. This is just kind of like a 3M thing. Mostly center. This next part has gotten messy for me both times I've tried to make the candle, so this time I'm putting down paper towel. Now, they make some wax melters so that it's not hot, or so that you can pour it more easily. Unfortunately, that is not something that the people who made this wax melter were particularly interested in doing, so we're just going to do our best. And hey, we have a little bit left. So you can see the wick is still showing a little bit, but not too much. And there we go. Now I just need to do this like 5 more times for all the family members that I'm going to be making these candles for. Alright, story time. So a couple years ago, Nettie and I decided that we weren't going to be doing Christmas gifts any longer. We weren't protesting Christmas. We love Christmas, but we like the Christ part of Christmas. We felt that Christmas had been too saturated by marketing and by American business culture. And really now it's just this huge celebration of materialism. It just didn't sit right with us. We know that a lot of people, our families, I mean us included, grew up celebrating Christmas that way. A legitimate way that they showed love and celebrated the birth of Jesus. But something just didn't sit right. We didn't give gifts to each other that year. I think we did little things for family members. We didn't really realize that we weren't communicating love well to those around us. We kind of felt convicted, you know. Gift giving is a legitimate way to celebrate and to show love, and people can over spiritualize it about how Jesus is the greatest gift, and it's like, well, we put way more emphasis on the actual presence than on Jesus. So we just wanted to get our priorities straight. And kind of coming at it again this year, putting Jesus first. What we wanted to do was give thoughtful gifts that meant something and that engaged people with the world. We wanted to give people something that pointed them to Jesus. That's where candles come in. Lights have historically always been a part of the Christian practice of Christmas. Lights represent the light of Christ coming into the dark world, coming into our lives at their darkest time and giving us hope and joy and truth and peace. And so giving a light at Christmas is a way of representing giving hope, giving joy, and allowing someone to remember what Christmas is all about. Anyways, I hope you liked the video. It was fun making a candle. I've got more to do, and this took so long, so I'm probably just gonna do the rest later. If you liked it, give it a like, give it a subscribe. Let me know in the comments if you want to see any more DIY things like this. I know Nettie and I plan on doing more in the future. Until next time, friends. Oh, come, Emmanuel, and ransom captive Israel that mourns in lonely exile here, until the Son of God appear. Oh, come thou wisdom from on high, and order all things far and nigh. To us the path of knowledge show, and cause us in her ways to go. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. Shall come to thee, O Israel. Shall come to thee, O Israel. O come thou day spring, come and cheer our spirits by thine advent here. Disperse the gloomy clouds of night, and death's dark shadows put to flight. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. O come thou Key of David, come and open wide our heavenly home. The captives from their prison free, and conquer death's deep misery. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel.